I forgot to bring anything to hold up. I'm just gonna root beer. I left all the stuff in the other room. I was gonna show those amiibos. Damn it. All right, welcome to episode 214 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and joining me once again, we have Chase.
Hello.
Chris.
Hi.
And Steven.
Yes.
Oh, we've got a fun financials week this week for a lot of stuff, and an Xbox showcase that I will admit, because I had to watch it at work, I kind of forgot it happened. I feel really bad about that. There were some good things, so we'll talk about it.
Hopefully Chase watched it.
Yes, Chase, did you do it? Did you do your homework, sir?
I did do my homework.
Good man. You're allowed to have ice cream later now.
Yeah.
All right, so before he gets his dessert and we talk about everything else, let's jump into what we've been doing, though, and we'll start off with that with Chris. What you been doing, man?
I'm nearly done with Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, nice.
It's a very beautiful game, but if you don't know how to play it, it has the same kind of thing like Bravely Default, where you have to know how to buff, debuff, boost, and do all that stuff. Apparently, because you could pick any one of the 8 characters to start with, apparently I picked the toughest one to start with, because he has no support, and he's a mage, and the first boss will immediately kill him unless you do something really crafty. So, no one told me that at the time.
Wow.
So far, so good, though. And it's still a good game that I would recommend to anybody who enjoys classic JRPGs.
How are you liking it compared to the first one? Because I'm guessing you messed around with that one, too.
I did, and a lot of the actions are more streamlined, and the characters feel a lot less cookie cutter. Like if you would play Octopath 1, you would feel that, oh, this is your stalwart warrior from a Final Fantasy game.
They're all generic stereotypes.
Exactly.
I remember that.
So, it's not bad. It's still fun, but the second one has much more fleshed out characters that you immediately feel for.
It's the greatest hits album of fantasy games.
There you go.
Nice.
So, yes.
I always like the art style. I know we've had some friends that don't like that art style. You know who you are. Hello. But I've liked the HD 2D style, so I was glad to see they made some more. All right. Steven, what about you, man? What you been up to?
The new season of ZZZ is upon us. So that means I instantly have to give them $15. So I'm gonna get ready for that this weekend.
They're never going to need layoffs because they just have you financing them.
Never. I got my upgrade pack from the store because I collect these cards for the any Switch 2 upgrades. I'm kind of still mad they didn't make one for Metroid, but it is what it is. Updated it and decided that my first playthrough now will be through the Switch 2 edition. So they push Bellabelle Park on you in the first world, so you can kind of branch off even before playing more of the main game, which I was like, this is kind of nice.
Did you not have a previous save, or did it?
In my previous save, I was still in World 1.
Oh, okay.
That's how much I played.
I'll get to what happened to mine because I was much further in the game, but go ahead.
Because it opened up right away and it was like, hey, there's this thing over here. I was like, okay. I like that they added, kind of like a training camp where you can't touch the coins, can't touch the enemies, do this really fast, and you have the flower yelling at you the whole time. Mm-hmm. He's just like, do this fast. I'm like, oh, geez. So far, the only use of the amiibo has just been the color of some flowers, like a pattern, and it changes some colors of the tents and stuff. And I was like, all right, that's fine.
I haven't even used it.
I wonder what it's going to do in Captain Toad, because they said it's compatible with that now too with the update.
Yeah, I think just Captain Toad is, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. And then I'm kind of playing with the idea that somebody said that the flowers are hilarious if you put the language in German, so I might do that. See what they sound like. So it might be that too. I finished Chronos New Dawn, and I can honestly say it's like a M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie where it can be somewhat boring and vacant at times. But when it gets to the big climax, basically it did very well. There's actually 3 endings to the game, so I was like, oh shit.
Okay.
one of the endings is locked behind a complete new game plus playthrough. Which is then
snap.
Yeah, Steven's like,
which is then considered the canon ending too, to make things worse, because the other two are depressing as shit. But no, guys, I'm sorry, this game's not the new game plus you're thinking of. So I YouTubed it. Thank you. I wasn't about to play through it again. And then yesterday, because I know Limited Run won't have it ready until like 2028, I downloaded and bought the Marvel Maximum Collection. Immediately started playing Captain America and the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
That game's always weird because sometimes it just misses its vocal cues and they don't talk. It's very odd.
I think the original was like that.
I made the mistake of, I was wondering if turning off credits, because you can turn them off, meant that you had infinite. No, it means if you die, it's game over. I was like, oh. Because that's one of the few arcade games I can beat with just one life. Like, I can put 1 quarter in and play that game to the end, because I just cheapen it or cheese it out with Vision or Iron Man with their lasers. Still have X-Men on there. I played the 8-bit Captain America and the Avengers, where Vision and Iron Man are taken down by Mandarin's what do you call it? The rings. And,
yes, his 10 rings.
Yeah. And the dialogue is just funny because Wasp keeps telling them what to do. Like, since Captain America's been captured, you're going to have to go get him. And all they respond with is, okay, Wasp. Okay, Wasp. Okay.
I had a bit of a discussion with somebody about that game just before we got on the show, because they were kind of talking crap about it, going like, oh, the fact that I guess there's an option in all the games that you can turn on infinite lives and invincibility if you want to for certain ones. And they're just
You can't in Captain America. I looked.
Oh, some of them, they're saying that you could do that. And I haven't looked yet, so I'm just going with what they said. And they were like, oh, this is terrible because kids can't handle being beat by a 30-year-old game and all this. And I'm like, that's kind of a terrible take. Because, yeah, you don't have to use them, but let's be honest, those of us that were playing this back in the day, we had Game Genies, and half the time we would just use fucking Game Genies. So we're just skipping a step.
Captain America is like a poor man's Bionic Commando, because there's that map you have to go around, and the first time you try to go where an enemy is on the map, you can't hurt him. And when I fought some guy, I think he was just like Weather Wizard or something stupid. I don't even know what he was. He was purple and he kept flying and shooting flames at me.
It's not Pyro. That's crap. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
But
Typhoon's
you had
the
to
green
turn
one.
on the lights to see him. Maybe he's Mirror Man. I don't know. But anyway, he took so many hits. I was just like, what kid in their right mind would be this patient? I thought I was doing something wrong, and I'm like, is there a gimmick to this? It was like, no, just keep hitting him, and eventually he gives up. I'm like, okay. I wish. Why are these games so hard?
Because that was back in the day, and they hated the rental market. So
there's actually an option for the master volume, and that's it, because the game is obnoxiously loud when you first launch it.
Oh God, how much was it, by the way?
It was $25. I said to myself, $20 to $25 for a collection of games, and for me to have X-Men on the go and Captain America on the go, I said, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the physical copy. I'm just debating if I want to double dip for digital or not, or if I just because I have a lot of these physically.
Just like Disney, I will usually buy collections digital, because I know the actual physical won't come out for a month later, and that's not the kind of FOMO I want to have.
Does this one have online? Like we can play it together? Because that might convince me. Because then we can at least go through some of this shit together.
Only X-Men is online.
That's not a bad argument. That's still a good game.
And it supports, I think, up to 6.
Nice, as it should.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to think about that one then. All right, Chase, what about you? What you been doing?
So finished the first campaign of Rome Total War, and so now I'm on to another campaign. Playing as a different faction. So yeah, the grind is real. Grind is on.
Do you call it TWR now?
Total War Rome Remastered.
Because you wrote TWR.
Yeah.
He just wrote TWRR, and I was like, I'll find out what that is.
I'm sick of typing out. It's TWR.
Yeah. it can't be as bad. Like, I don't know what we'd have to shorten, like, but the Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meet Up in Bella Bella Park is such a stupidly long name. Like,
It's
oh,
Swimness Mabee.
I don't know.
There you go.
I have no idea. For myself, I'm still continuing Resident Evil Requiem. I know I'm taking my sweet time compared to everybody else, but I'm enjoying the game, but I'm kind of annoyed with the fact that like you play as Grace for hours going through stuff. You finally get to Leon. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And I literally played him for like 5 minutes. And it's like, all right, back to Grace. And I was like, why do you even have Leon in here? Is it just so you can get like a Porsche segment? Like, he drives a Porsche. Please give us money. We're not actually going to let you play as him. Because I had gone through as Grace and cleared almost the whole area just trying to survive and get through stuff, which made his section even shorter and more boring. And I'm like, so if you play well or take your time, you're punishing yourself. But I don't want to deal with playing as Grace and having to be like run away from all this stuff and deal with it. I'm just like, no, I'm just going to kill you all.
It's not going to be like that the whole way through. So don't worry about
Sure
that.
freaking feels like it after this much time. Like, it's starting to get aggravating. Like, I like Grace, but I'm like, you don't give me Leon. And then just like, it's like when you order, like, you know, order something from a restaurant, and you want a dipping sauce, and they give you that stupid little cup. Like, technically, yes, you got the dipping sauce, but there's not enough to go around. There's not enough that you need.
The only thing I didn't like, but then I had to get used to, was in order to have it appear on the map as either locked or what kind of key you need or what kind of thing it is, you have to go up to it and attempt it at least once. Because what helped me with Grace in the hospital is I tried every single one of those stupid cabinets that were stuck and warped. That way, when Leon got there, all of them appeared as like, you can open them with the X. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I went through, and that's what I spent most of the time with him, was just opening those stupid doors, going like, oh, cool, I can open this. And then I just wandered off.
I told Christian the funniest part. I said the whole time as Grace, I was sneaking around the light switch zombie, but then as Leon, I just went up to him and smashed his face against the wall. And I was like, that's the difference between the two of them.
See, I killed him pretty quick because like I went over, turned the light switch on, ran back around a corner, and when he walked over to it, I already had the gun aiming right where his head was going to be. So as soon as he walked up to hit the switch, I just shot him right through the head. And I was like, all right, we're done. I guess like for as scared as Grace is supposed to be, I used her to kill everything. Like she has a body count in my world.
Fun facts though, they said to get her scared voice, which I think she did brilliant, by the way, especially in one scene where you're gonna be like, that was amazing, is she had to record all her lines in pitch black darkness, so she was unsure of her stuff. Like, she did her motion capture as per usual, but then some of her biggest moments she did in pitch darkness. And then the voice actor who plays the girl gargled with over 2 gallons of milk to get
I saw something about that.
To get that sound from her when she's like, ah! I was like, oh dang.
You get all phlegmy with milk. Yeah, I know that feeling. Without really spoiling for anybody, I'm at the underground area getting the power switches, if that tells you anything. Dealing with that character again.
Grace.
Yeah, right back to Grace. And I'm like, oh, another long, involved puzzle section. I'm having to kill things as I go. And I'm like, because I hate, you can't really feel like you can dodge stuff as you're running around. Like, I can't just like bob and weave through zombies because they all seem to have this magical, like, they can go for the 3-point line, jump straight at me and just like bite me. And I'm like, where'd you fuckers come from?
Yeah, I think, what do you call it? Some streamers have called it the zoomies. Like, for some reason, they like zoomies and teleport to you sometimes.
Yeah, because like, if this played like some of the old REs, like, yeah, you could conserve ammo and like run and like juke another direction and they'd be too slow to kind of turn, or they would lunge at you kind of lazily and could miss. These guys just seem to get you every time. And I'm like, all right, you're all going to die. And I just started killing everything.
Yeah, that was my issue with Chronos, is I was just like, I know the suit, I guess, is, kind of like Dead Space, is supposed to be heavy, but she can't dodge, roll, or anything. She can just walk around like normal Resident Evil. And I was just like, there's specifically some fights where I'm like, I would love to be able to dodge because they can like fly across the map and hit you. And I was like, why can't I juke or dodge? They always hit me, so I have to have extra healing.
I wish there was a way that I could just run up, like if a zombie hasn't seen me, I'd just run up and push it and then just run. Like not fight it, just push it over and run. But I can't even do that.
We're not as cool as Leon, sorry.
Yeah, they seem to just like turn around and go, gotcha. And I'm like, you guys are literally like dripping your brains out of your skull, and yet somehow you're smart enough to know to grab me like that. I don't know. It's still a gorgeous game. Still really enjoying it. I just want those little changes. But to be completely tonally opposite, I've continued playing Pocopia after picking it up last week. And this ended up leading to me buying another Switch 2 dock, which I have for my room, which was part of another conversation I had before the show where someone's like, why don't you just move your dock to your room every time? It's like, I'm not unhooking that damn dock every fucking time to move it to the other side of the house, because that plug is buried in that entertainment center. It is there until it's done. I will never pull that thing back out. Because everything's routed, and like all the power bricks and stuff are inside of a container, so it's protected. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting that out of there. So it's nice. I can play the game hanging out in our room now. And Jennifer's been watching me play it. So, of course, she's fascinated every time I find a Pokemon and what I can try and get it to do. And all the weird ones I've seen. I love the fact that this Ditto has already seen like 4 legendaries. Like, it's just normal. It's like, oh, look, they're just flying by. Or, hey, it popped up at a dock. Like, these are Pokemon that some consider gods. And they're just like, yeah, it's there. It's cool.
So Ditto's perfect. He's like, I don't care.
Yes.
I can turn into you whenever I want.
For Ditto, it was just Tuesday.
Exactly. Oh man, I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I like the mechanics. It's adorable. I will still argue with the mechanics and everything you can do and how it plays. This would not have worked on a Switch 1. It would have been so unplayable and such a mess. It wouldn't have worked right. Because even just the draw distance of stuff you can see far away, the amount of worlds you get in the same place that you can go between. Like, yeah, it's cute and cartoony. That does not mean it doesn't take a lot to run this. So people need to kind of get over that. This is a Switch 2 game, and there's a reason for it. Beyond that, Amanda and I watched the first episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which I'm really liking the fact they're finally using Daredevil's logo on his chest as part of the suit, which is ironically
Double D.
Yeah, that hasn't been done since the old Daredevil movies with Ben Affleck. So it's kind of nice how they're doing that. And that got me watching Punisher season 1 and 2. Because I realized, I think I watched most of season 1, but we never finished it. And I never watched season 2 for some reason. So season 1, I really liked. Feels like an actual Punisher story. The brutality, how everything is handled, like it works well. Season 2, it's not bad so far, but it feels like they've mixed Punisher with like Reacher. Like he's just
Did he
some
get
guy.
pushed off his bike in his neighborhood?
No, but he's probably needs to wear a body cam anyways, just to prove he didn't do anything. But yeah, it kind of feels like that because like with a lot of the seasons of Reacher, which I did enjoy, he's like a drifter that keeps getting into trouble, in different places. And that's kind of what happens with Frank in this, where he's just like happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, gets involved in this whole big thing. And it's just like, yeah, you're trying really hard to copy that. And I need to look at the dates of when this came out and when Reacher started, because I have a feeling there may have been some carryover. Still liking it. But
I really would love if Reacher could one day either play Absolute Batman or Bane.
Oh, man. And then, as I mentioned before, I did pick up and start playing the Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition Meetup at Belleville Park. Fuck that name. I did get the cartridge. I didn't buy the upgrade path. I just went ahead and purchased it because I like having that. But I gotta say, this game does look and run better on the Switch 2. You do get actual 4K, like you can see all the little details. There's apparently Pikmin hidden about, which I don't know if that was added because I don't think they were there before.
Well, Chris watched me play one level, and he's just like, I beat the game, and now I'm seeing new stuff.
Yeah, you see so many more details, and they didn't like go through and redo a lot of things.
He didn't know, because I can't say yes or no, but he didn't know that on Piranhas on Parade that the trees in the back are singing too.
Oh yeah, those are funny. That's an iconic level. They do add that new flower power up that kind of shoots up, and you can take that out of that area and use it in other levels to kind of mess with. I like the fact that they
good in that.
Say what?
I said Peach looks good in it.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I've only seen Mario in it so far. I do like the fact that you can now, any of the characters can get the invulnerability, so you don't have to play as Yoshi or Nabbit to do that. So if Jennifer wants to play and she wants to use that, she can be any character, even though she plays as Nabbit most of the time anyways. That's just her favorite thing. But yeah, I'm really liking it. Still plays really well. Looks gorgeous. Still sounds great. But yeah, like I said, the more I go through it, the more little details I keep noticing because they put so much work into that animation. It's just, I appreciate being able to see more of it. So it's kind of like getting a good 4K remaster of a movie, like an animated movie, and seeing the actual art and drawing instead of like how it may have looked at like 480p in the old one. So, all right, let's jump over to the group chat real quick. So, Steven, I know you probably have a couple of pickups for this week. Did you want to go over a few things that you got?
Not too many, but...
Because mine, pretty much, you showed... I didn't have them with me, but I just picked up those Mario amiibos. My Monster Hunter amiibos, and then the Mario part. Or Mario
First
that
off,
we talked about.
Lenovo, of all people, had a sale. So I got 2 more Xbox controllers.
Oh, nice.
They were only like $42.
Hey, I have that same controller in my room. Is that the Cyber Green or the...
This is Velocity Green.
Ooh.
And then
Cyber Green's a little brighter, I think.
Since I am, as Christian would put it, a whore, or a corporate whore, I got my Mario Pour bath set for toddlers. Mario squirts. Then we got some games.
I usually don't have to edit this show, but I'm like, do I need to take that out? I don't know.
Then we got some classics. We got some 40 sports games in one for Switch. This is sure to be a piece of crap because it's like $9. Then on the other
so many other things you could get for $9.
We have Yuka Replay Yi because that's
good. I have that. That is actually really well done.
Then let's go further down the mudslide. We got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Got some classics.
I mean, it's just an install disc, but sure.
We got Tony Hawk 3 and 4 for Xbox as well. And then
I contemplated getting that because it is a fun one to play. But
then we have a game that Rachel will be excited that I'm making Chris play in front of me, and that's Bloodlines 2.
Oh my god!
I thought we were friends.
I was like, Chris, did you consent to this, or are you under duress? Please.
He raised his eyebrow, and that's all I needed to be like, okay, you're playing this in front of me.
Blink your camera on and off twice if you're under duress.
All right, I can't rag on the game unless I play through it. So
that's not true. That's definitely not true.
That's like looking at like a plate of food covered in mold and going, well, I don't know if that's bad unless I eat it.
Someone had to.
Oh no! God damn it! My grandma's thing with that was like, oh, you're
where Mario's the wrong size for this car.
Is that the
playset?
playset?
My shirt to celebrate Wednesday. Get ready, everybody, because I'm gonna be such a corporate whore. It's gonna be great.
Gonna be?
I think we're past that.
You make me look sane for buying things, and I have a problem.
Just because I saved the packaging doesn't mean anything.
I could look right now where I tore open all my amiibos and was like, "Nah, fuck it, I don't care anymore."
No, I tear those up because that's what they're for. But I had to meticulously open all the booblies. I had to meticulously open all the cereals.
Well, yeah, I can't say much. Like I've got 2 of the Mario amiibo cereal boxes behind me, but like that was the one exception. I did find out because they had stopped for a while none of the amiibos for a while had that piece of metal in the bottom until the Monster Hunter set that just came in. They brought it back. They have the metal in the bottom again. So you cannot use those in the box. The Mario set you can, and all the previous ones I got from Nintendo you can. So I'm wondering if it's just a third-party thing, if they can decide. I guess they can decide whether they have it or not. Because I was shocked. I was like, oh, shit, I thought we moved past this because nobody cared anymore. So, All right. The next thing I wanted us to talk about, I know, Steven, you and I played this. I don't know if anyone else actually gave it a shot. Chase, did you download this and try it out? Or Chris? Because it's on Switch 1. And that is Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, got a demo.
What's wrong with you, Chase?
You should, Chase. It is so fucking weird.
You can make them say whatever you want. Come on now.
There are so many of this game out now.
You can make a talking butthole. What other game can you do that?
Ace Ventura?
Somebody stop me!
What's the point in click and it's really old?
Just saying it exists. But yes, I went ahead and made my first me visitor was the stoner with dreadlocks named Munchie. And, talks in a really slow voice. And, then I threw my me in there. I made him even look scragglier than before.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty much it right now. So I finished the demo. I don't know if I'm going to play the game because, again, there are so many games like that right now.
All right. Steven, what about you? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I didn't know because I thought they were just blacked out for the demo. I didn't know you could use the demo of Miitopia or Miitopia to transfer your Miis around to get them into the Tomodachi Life demo. So I did a help me make a Mii, and I just answered questions, colors, and stuff, and I made what looked like Tumba to me. So I named him Tumba. I made him primitive and stupid. And I made him call me Christ Almighty. So whenever somebody needs something or is hungry, they're like, Christ Almighty, I'm hungry.
Oh my God.
My island's called Purgatory. So everybody's just like, welcome to Purgatory Island. So that was great too. And I can't wait I'm probably going to put myself and my wife in there next to see what happens.
I do like the fact that when you make a character, you can tell if they have an existing relationship, or more importantly, are related to another character in the game, so that you don't have some weird family trying to flirt with each other or something. And it's like, no, we're not doing this.
You know what that means, Chris? That means somebody can make Alex and Patricia.
God damn it! Oh.
They're apparently patching that out, so
they better be.
He apologized. He said they're changing the text to make more sense.
Oh man. I made myself, I imported in my Mii that I have on my Switch, but then I went ahead and modified it to look more like I do now. I think it's a little bit better with that. Just named it Jeremy, stuck it in the world. And then my friend Remy came over. So we made him, and we used the ask for help, and we're putting in our information. We were answering questions, and it popped one out that was pretty close, had some very weird facial designs that we kind of tweaked and got it. So now he's in the world, and I'm going to end up adding Amanda next, my wife, because I can only add 3 in the demo, I think you said.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to how ridiculous this is going to get. They call me Zen, as the runner of the game. I just went ahead and did that. But then the character, I just have Jeremy in there. And then, of course, I just named it Zenspath Island. I know, shocking. I freaking name everything that. It pronounces everything correctly. That's good. I like the fact that you can go in and spell it weird to try and tweak how they say it. So you can get pronunciation how you want it while it still maintains the proper spelling on the main part. That's a nice new touch. That also means you can absolutely have it say someone's name normal and then just phonetically put the worst words you can think of and have it say that every time. The potential is there. Someone's probably doing it. So yeah, every time it displays somebody's name, it can be like asshole or whatever, This game is going to eventually, Nintendo, I think, is going to regret it, because yes, you can take screenshots, you can take video, But for some reason, the restriction comes to where you can't upload it to the app quickly. But on the flip side, nothing stops you from just plugging your Switch 2 into a computer and just pulling them off that way like a drive. Or
I hope nobody complains, because I will be pissed if some idiot who doesn't even have a Switch complains and they remove it.
There's already people trying to make the worst things they can think of and posting them, trying to get this blocked. Like they're wanting to make Nintendo.
Nintendo should just be like, we're going to just block you. That's it.
Yeah. So, of course, somebody out there has to try and ruin it for everybody else, and that is what they're purposely trying to do, and I hate them for it already. All right, the next thing we'll talk about here is Demeo Cross Dungeons and Dragons that we've been playing for a while, and we messed around with this a little bit last week. Once again, absolutely hilarious what ended up happening half the time. Hopefully we'll be continuing this because we're on the second campaign at this point.
Yep.
Chris, at some point we need to find a way to get you involved.
I think
because more D&D, why not?
I think we should just call Shanoa 47 because she's a hitman against all of us.
Has she managed to kill all of us during gameplay? Like, has anybody not died at least once?
I've died at least 4 times.
She blew me up and caught me on fire. So
yeah, you've died, I think, maybe once, but I don't know if Chase died by her hand yet.
Nah, I've usually get away from her.
She point blank shot me in the back of the head, like assassination style. Just
I know the two of you have taken on a path of enlightenment with your bards, so you're less likely to like slice our heads open or pierce the back of our heads with an arrow. So
yeah, because now that we're on the second playthrough, we all switched characters. So her and I are both playing bards. Steven, what class are you now?
I don't remember now.
You're the rogue.
The rogue, yes. And everybody gets mad at me because I act like a rogue.
Oh, yeah, you keep going invisible. And we're like, thanks for wasting our turn or any abilities.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Attack something. We need the help.
I'm a rogue. What do you want me to do? Stab them?
You stab them, not stab us in the back by not doing anything. Chase, what class are you playing?
So we finished the side mission to unlock the warlock, so now I'm doing the
that's
warlock.
Right.
No.
And everybody's
actually quite fun.
Everybody likes to copy your spells, so it's the new hobby.
Everyone's copying my spells now, which is great.
Yeah, as soon as Shano and I realized the bard can copy spells from any magic user, and now you're the only other magic user other than us, we're like, yay, we'll just keep taking those.
I was like, you guys do that, I'll hide and set mines.
And not cause any damage. If there was an achievement for being peaceful, you would get it.
Except I killed every boss on every level so far, so you guys can suck rogue.
Oh my god!
For all you X-Men players out there, you're probably excited. Okay.
Jesus. But yeah, we'll be continuing this and seeing where we get to tonight on the second campaign as we work our way through. But at least it's nice to see that they're already adding in updates. Like they've already added in a new character, which is the Warlock. They added in another
one shot,
yeah, into there, which is good. And we'll just see kind of where it goes from there.
Curious if they're going to add. I mean, at some point they're probably going to add another campaign. I would think.
I'd hope so. I do wonder, like, if they do full campaigns, will it be a paid DLC? Because did Demeo ever even have paid DLC, or was it just updates? Like you bought it and you just got it?
Because now they have had those last Wizards of the Coast on their side to be like, we'll give you what you need, but we're going to charge you.
Yep.
So drink to that. Yeah, Call of Duty.
Because I think the original Demeo came out with 4 books, and then they added 3 for free, 3 extra ones.
And that one got parsed out for a while because it initially came out as VR only. Then later came the PC version and console version where you could play it off of VR. And then this one just kind of is everything all at once. So they were adding stuff as they went along. So, and they were nice enough back in the day to give me the PC version for free.
Yeah, I might actually double dip, and at some point I want to get the PS version just because we get a PSVR 2. Try out the VR on it.
That's not a bad idea. I like the fact, I mean, the PC one now already has VR attached, so I can just use it on my computer. And if you get the adapter, you can use your PSVR 2 on the PC as well. I don't know what the limitations would be, but I mean,
You
Yeah, they
lose-
still sell the adapter on their website too.
Yeah, you lose some of
Wait
the
for that price to go up.
functions. You lose some of the functions of the VR when you do through the PC, but I can't remember which ones you lose off the top of my head.
All right. Well, let's jump over to our first story for tonight about our Xbox partner preview. All right, so the Xbox partner preview, March 2026 edition. We had some highlights for that as we go through. And I'm just going to kind of run through some of the games that we had, and we'll stop and talk about them. But the first thing I wanted to note, and this was brought up by a lot of people I was talking with, and we were all kind of wondering, the announcer they had in between all the clips and parts, do we think that was AI or not? Because either it was AI and badly done, or that is one of the just emotionless, flat deliveries of a voice actor I've heard in a while.
I thought it was just Aaron
I don't know
Paul
which is worse.
phoning it in.
He does better than that. We heard that in Dispatch.
Yeah, but he maybe just didn't get paid enough for this one, so he's just like, check it out.
It didn't sound like that to me.
Spoiler, they're all hot.
Oh, Chris, did you listen to the voice at all and get your idea of what you thought it was?
Not particularly.
I just thought it was kind of funny.
He was groaning too loudly.
All right, so the first title they showed was Hunter the Reckoning Deathwish, coming in 2027 for Series X and S, PC, and PS5. And that's what's kind of funny. Every one of these showed what other systems it came to, so it's not like the PlayStation events where they only show PlayStation and then you have to go hunt to find out where it is, or same with Nintendo. They're just like, all right, whatever, it's going everywhere. Here it is. I find it kind of funny that we're getting a sequel to a game I have not seen since the original Xbox. So, I don't know. Steven, you seem excited about this one. Is there something about this series you liked, or just...
Well, yeah, Hunt of the Reckoning's always been good. I want to see how they're trying to make it into the first-person element, because it's always been like the top-down Diablo-like twin-stick shooter type stuff. So there's Hunt of the Reckoning, there's Hunt of the Reckoning Redeemer, there's all the ones for Xbox, GameCube, and such. So I was just like, oh, I was surprised to see that one come back. So now they're in a new...
Oh, this is... Okay, so this is the one that we played on my original Xbox, the game night, didn't we, Swan?
Yeah.
And then we ended up having that bug where like everything just froze up.
Yep.
That one section. And then we had to restart it.
It just looks like this one, they're taking there's only one person, and at least that I can make out right now, and that there's only one person and it's first person. I'm hoping they put some co-op in there, because that was Hunt of the Reckoning's big thing. It was always like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer group of people taking down all these vampires and wolves and stuff.
I mean, it looked like it'd be fun. I'm curious, but yeah, I only remembered the original one. I'm not even really aware of the sequels, if they had some.
Yeah, because there's Hunt of the Reckoning Wayward, Hunt of the Reckoning Redeemer. So there's quite a good amount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if this is co-op, I'm definitely keen, because this is because I did enjoy the other games, because like I said, we played them at the game night, and it was actually really fun. But
it's actually one of the few World of Darkness franchises that does well. So,
because it even said in the beginning, White Wolf World of Darkness.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, towards the end of the trailer, when they're standing outside that Sergeant Shaw's office or whatever, there's three dudes. There's three people. One of them's got a gun. The other one's got I think a hammer or something, and then
knife.
And then the main guy with the tattoos that you see walking through the courtyard, he pulls out the cross with the pointy end.
Okay, so there's hope. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they might keep, fingers crossed, thinking they might keep that aspect.
Okay, so this gets co-op. This is pretty much like we're going to get it, just hopeful that it works. We'll take that chance.
I'd be keen, because I enjoyed the original games.
Okay. I need to go back and play them. It's been a long time. Also, was that Shinoa?
Yeah, that was her grade on the game. Yeah. She gives it a yawn out of 10.
First person, I don't care. Chase is like, we can all hear you.
That's
We didn't announce the precinct 2. I'm not happy. Okay.
that was
That's fine.
basically that was her letter grade for like the whole thing. She's watching it with me. She's like, "This is all just shooters. I don't give a shit about this like preview." I was like, "Okay, fair enough."
I just, like I said, I watched it a little bit late when it was happening. I kind of got caught up while I was doing stuff at work, and it just didn't catch me for a lot of this event. So I was doing the notes today, and Steve was like, "Hey, are we talking about the Xbox event?" And I went, "Oh God, I forgot that even happened." Like I had to go back and add it in. And it's like that's not great, man. So, all right, let's jump up to our next little bit here. The Expanse Osiris Reborn coming spring 2027 for Series X and S and PC. So we're going to close beta April 22nd, 2026. And I'm going to ask this question. Do not judge me. I have never seen The Expanse, and it's one of those things that I keep getting mixed reviews of whether I should even bother, or if it's one of those like, oh, it started but never finished, or it is. You guys both seem excited. So I want to know the honest truth. Do I hunt this down and watch this? Steven, you go first.
Okay, I know nothing about The Expanse either.
Oh, okay. Well, you're just oddly excited for that. You were just like, going up.
No, I'm excited because
I think I know which one's excited.
I looked into it,
Okay.
into what they were doing, and I found out a couple things. One's kind of bad, but the other two are really good. And the kind of bad one is, yes, they are using generative AI on some of their assets. They promise that they're only using it during development and they're taking it out at the end. They're basically saying a Clair-Obscur type thing, because they're dealing with a lot of planets, they said. That's just what they said right now. I'm willing to look past that because, as you could see in the trailer, and then when they got interviewed, they are trying to make this the most like Mass Effect they ever can. They're doing romance, they're doing missions, they're doing space, they're doing creatures, they're doing dialogue options. And the one thing I read most of all that should get Chase excited, it's the same developers behind Rogue Trader.
Yeah, Owlcat.
I
saw that.
I wasn't aware of them using AI, which does make me hesitant for stuff because I'm very.
I want a good Mass Effect again, so I was just like, "You've got me, Expanse. I don't even care about anything else, Expanse. I'll play this first, just to get another Mass Effect in my belt."
Yeah, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, "This is the most Mass Effect thing that isn't Mass Effect." So I'm like, I know Swan's going to be all for it.
And then when they got interviewed, they're like, "We're trying to make it the most Mass Effect because Mass Effect's pretty much gone." And I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes, yes."
Oh, I'm here for it. The gameplay looked really good.
Have to see it.
That's what I don't want Hunter to be, where you have a squad, but you're the only person controlling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next one then. Grave Seasons coming August 14th for Series XS, PC, PS5, and Switch One. I didn't really have too much on this one. Like, it just kind of a cartoony
It's
look
like
to
Horror
it.
Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird one. I just thought you guys might find it interesting.
With what looked like the artist from either Date Everything or Hades.
Didn't look detailed enough to be Hades. Like, Hades has got like a really good art style to it.
No, I mean, like, whenever you saw the characters, it was pixels, but whenever you saw their portrait, I was like, that's like Date Everything or Hades. Like,
gotcha.
They're super, like, stylized, and I was like, all right. And they're like, "Can I kiss you?" I'm like, all right, yeah.
I'm just now imagining Steven with some deep voice, "Can I kiss you?" And he's just, all right. No judgment. Just do what you got to do. All right, this one I kind of just laughed at was Serious Sam's Shatterverse coming 2026 for Series X and S, PS5, and PC. This will have no story that makes any sense.
I don't care.
It's going to be stupid fun as you just shoot shit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't need story.
Right. Serious Sam does not care.
Digital. It's gonna be addictive because.
Chris, you ever play any of the Serious Sam's games?
None of them, actually.
Really?
So, well, I'm not really an FPS, Rudy, Shooty McTooty kind of guy. So, I like the look of the games. It looks very silly. And of course, I've been told by Steve that it's essentially Doom without all that boring story crap. So, maybe I'll give it a try.
it never takes itself seriously. It's some of the most ridiculous shit every time they
Like
ever
the one
come
guy
out.
says, I like to solve all of my problems violently.
I already know which one Swan wants to play. He wants to play the one that jumps in the cannon. I want to be the green alien one, the big green alien one.
Either that or the polygon one, either one.
Yeah, it just looks like it's going to be stupid. And
This was the most random game this was probably the most random game to come out of nowhere for me. That was great. I was like super excited as soon as I saw it.
I got a good laugh. Say what?
I said there is one game we're going to go over more that was more exciting than The Expanse.
This one was more exciting, but then it's one of those where it's like, hey, here it is. We're going to make you wait longer to hear anything else. But all right, so Stranger Than Heaven, coming from Sega for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. This is basically like a Yakuza title, but it covers 5 different eras and other versions of the city that you're in, which covers 1915, 1929, 1943, 1951, and 1965. So it's about every 10 years, except they completely skipped the 1930s. And I even went back and was looking, it's like, what was going on in this area in the 30s where maybe they just don't want to revisit it? And I went, oh, okay. They were not having a great time. So they probably just wanted to just ignore that. Let's just move to the, part of the 40s, back in the 20s.
Just wanted to harbor it.
Yeah, a little bit later. But we're getting Xbox Presents for this on May 6th of this year. So not too long. But we'll have to see more on that one. It looks really good.
Yeah, the game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm hoping all of this is actual in-game, not just a bunch of cinematics. Because I kind of worry they would...
I have faith in Ryu got to Goku Studios. that most of the stuff whenever they show fighting, it's always gameplay, because I've never seen a Yakuza where they're really touting, look at these cinemas where they fight. It's like, no, you're always the one fighting.
Even when they do, they tend to use in-game for a lot of the stuff. It looked great. So I'm hopeful for that. I like the idea of it covering the different time periods, which the only downside to that is it makes me feel each of the cities will be a little bit more linear, because you're not going to be able to do like you can in Yakuza's, where it's like, okay, I've unlocked all this stuff. I can go and do this part of the story. I'm going to take a break and go back here, because certain events might be stuck to certain time periods. And unless they're letting you just time travel, which I somehow doubt, certain things might get locked out for particular eras. And if you don't do
reminds me of Mafia 2, which had a more constrained open world, but I loved how they did a time skip.
But you kind of see my concern. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it might be a little more linear because of that.
Especially if you like to do everything, especially the side missions. There's kind of like that cutoff where it's like you're gonna, hopefully they have some way of saying that make sure they have a character that says, if you need to do anything else before you talk to me or something like that, because a lot of games have done that.
Well, what I was kind of wondering, and I kind of hope they do, because I doubt you're the same person through the whole thing. You could technically, you'd be really young and really old at the same time. But I wonder if each era and each city is a different person you play as. So you can go back and continue, like, say, all the way back to 1915 to do whatever's going on in that world. And you're constrained to that.
6, yeah.
Yeah, but that was kind of my thought, is maybe, you can go back to each one like you're loading into a save, basically. Kind of making it like this is 5 different little Yakuzas.
My little Yakuzas.
Yeah, I'm now imagining like a small school of Yakuza, of just like small children doing that. And I'm like, Sega did Virtua Kids? Why not, Yakuza Kids?
Virtua Yakuza.
He'd fit right in if they put him in a Virtua Fighter, though. I mean, that would be great. So, yeah, I'm actually really excited for this one. I'm hoping the event shows more. I just have to decide exactly what I want to get this on and play it. Because as much as I love my Xbox, I have started playing PC a lot more for stuff. And the cool thing is, almost every game they showed, is an Xbox Play Anywhere title now. I think everything except for one title was that. So if I end up buying it digitally, which I know is a curse word to us, I can play it on my Xbox and on my PC and just move back and forth. So it's kind of that's a little tempting. I'm not going to lie. All right. Next up, we had Super Meat Boy 3D coming March 31st for Series X and S, PC, PS5, and Switch 2. So this is one of the first Switch 2 titles that I saw this episode.
And it's all on cart.
Yep, it's all on cart. I don't know when the physical's coming out because the game releases in just a few days, actually, about the time this releases. I think it comes out tomorrow. But the physical card will be whenever, afterwards. I'm curious how this is going to play out. I kind of wish we got a demo for it because Super Meat Boy, I like the type of game for that kind of platformer, which is really hard, but it's going to be almost trickier in 3D, I think.
Yeah, we'll be like the guy in the trailer.
I don't want to be like the guy in the trailer. I want to have fun with this. I don't want it to be so brutal.
He's on an analog stick and pulls it off.
That was terrible. But I mean, I'm going to end up getting this. I have all the other Super Meat Boys, and I enjoy the hell out of them. But are you guys big into this series at all? Like, have you had fun with it? No, really, Chase? I kind of assumed you would be.
I played it back in the day for the sake of Newgrounds and all that stuff, but I never really caught on to it. I like to enjoy my games, not despise them.
They got stupid, yeah. Not quite Battletoad stupid, but stupid.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like games that are hard for the sake of being hard.
Yeah, you never go full Battletoads remake.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably going to pick it up anyways, though, because I am a sucker for some of these. And just to kind of finish it out, I have the rest of the Super Meat Boys, so why not? All right, next up we had Forever Ago coming fall 2026 for Series X and S, PC, PS5, and Switch 2. I get the idea behind this. It seems like you're playing kind of like a travel and romance story between a couple when they're younger, as well as the guy seemingly by himself when he's older. But is it just me, or is that art style like a general 3D go-to indie title 3D?
You know how we have the RE engine? This is the Annapurna engine.
Right? I kind of think that might be the case because they're publishing this one as well.
This is the biggest snooze fest of the whole freaking show, man. Like, this is like, honestly, I didn't even know what I was watching.
I was like, I get this is for the Life is Strange crowd, but it's getting a little crowded.
I don't think this is like attached to a Life is Strange.
No, it's not, but it's like that where you deal with life and what
it's that target audience.
Well, I like playing some stuff like this on occasion just to have, it's like reading a good short story. Like you go in and you can read a good book or whatever. And that's kind of what this is. And I'm curious how it's exploring that build of a relationship, travel, and, living without somebody.
It's like
afterwards.
You have that cassette game, the game with all that music coming out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one to come out since it's getting a Switch 2 release. I was going to try that. Like, I get it. It's not a normal style game. I'm not saying that's 100% what it is, but I at least want to try it. I just thought it was kind of funny. It's like, and you're right, the Annapurna, like they keep using the same 3D engine. And it does make them look samey. I completely agree with that. And it comes down to the story itself. So I don't see this being like a big seller, but I might at least give it a try if it's not too much.
They're targeting an audience. They know who they're targeting.
Yeah.
The remaining Xbox owners.
No, don't worry. They're putting it on other things, so who knows? You might get to play this on Switch 2, where they actually sold stuff. So, Chris, this up your alley at all, or you seem like a story guy as well?
I mean, I don't want to be reminded that I'm getting old, but if the story is good enough, I guess I'll give it a pass, but I'm probably not going to buy it at full price.
When we ask him when he bought it, he'll answer with the title.
Har, 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 har.
Oh my God. Nicely done, sir. All right, after that, we had Ascend to Zero coming July 13th for Xbox Series XS and PC. This one just seemed like one of those really quick hack and slashes where you're like teleporting around and, the 3/4 view pixel slasher, which can be
Boring.
fun, but I have had a lot of those lately. But what was that, Chase?
I said boring.
Oh, I thought Chase said something. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't really up my alley either, but I get it. Some people like these, so good on them. They had a little bit for everybody at this show, so like you can't fault for that.
Yeah, and I have liked games like this before. I've just really enjoyed the ones I had, and I don't know if I want to get more like it. And I'm just kind of like, I've got all these other ones. I'm good for now. We'll see. Dispatch is coming summer 2026 to the Xbox, and finally, they're going to be the last ones to get it. As far as we know, it'll be unedited. We don't know. We do know this one's going to be another Xbox Play Anywhere. So if I end up getting it digitally, I can play it on my devices portably as well as on my laptop. So I'm kind of considering.
They drop a spoiler though; they're all hot.
Yeah, I guess so. But hopefully this one, it's kind of funny that the developers came out and once again tried to pin Nintendo for the whole them editing it on Switch and Switch 2. Because they keep trying to say like, oh, it's a Nintendo thing. You should blame them for it. And it's like, it's the same rule all the other companies have. You have to release separate versions. And you said, no, that's on you. And it's kind of funny. This is still following them onto the Xbox version, and people are still asking them, and they're still trying to get out from under it. It's like, whatever. Could have played this earlier if they hadn't pulled that shit. All right, now for a game that I know Steven and Chase are going to absolutely fucking hate. That is Alien Deathstorm from some developer named Rebellion, whatever the shit they make. Coming to
As soon as I saw the logo, like Rebellion just does, they show the logo and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." That's all I needed to see.
I saw that, and you guys have convinced me enough over the years playing these games and how much I've loved them. Going, all right, I'm in. I don't even fucking care what this is. I saw Rebellion, money's down. Let's do it.
The game
looks like
good,
a fun
though.
one. Yeah. Once again, Alien Deathstorm coming 2027 for Series X and S, PC, and PS5, which is a whole weird futuristic alien survival shooter. I'm hoping it's got co-op because damn it, Rebellion does a really good job with that. And I really love playing these games co-op with you guys. It doesn't feel like another like Sniper Elite. Like this is a different, faster paced.
No, they're going back to basics, which is awesome. They're going back
How
to
so? Explain, please.
Well, because they made other Aliens games too.
Uh-huh.
They made one for it was either Vita or PSP. So they know their shooters. They're not always known for just Sniper Elite. So
yeah,
basically saying we're going back to the Alien game, which I was like, yeah, I'm all for that because it always just feels good. And now we're getting weather effects. We get the funniest acronym is now I can go to a game store and be like, do you have ads? So yeah, I'm excited. The only thing that could make this better is the announcer for Switch 2.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. It was just the Series X and S, PC, and PS5. So I don't know. They're pretty good about Switch ports for their games. So I could see them maybe pulling this off on Switch 2.
I just want to know what's Rebellion's first game for Switch 2 because I'm pre-ordering that bitch.
Yeah, because all their other ones have been Switch 1 titles only. So yeah, you're right. But yeah, I kid about you guys not wanting this one because I know how much you're excited about it. But yeah, I'm in as well. I'm gonna get it regardless because I just this is one of those developers.
It was kind of like a big question in itself because Chris was just like, you just saw a company developer name and you immediately just accepted it and you haven't seen the game yet. I was like, hell yeah!
I'm right there with you. You guys sold me on that already a while back. So
it was like all they showed was like camera panning from like a destroyed thing, and then you just saw Rebellion, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." Like that's all. That I don't even need to see the rest of the trailer.
I was like, I think everybody probably has a company that when it shows on screen, they're like, "Son of a bitch, I'm in."
Yeah, can you guys think of any other developers like Chris? Any of you guys that you would do that as soon as you see it? You're just like, all right, I'm good.
Rocksteady,
Treasure.
Okay. Chase, you got me?
Ooh, that's a good question nowadays because back in the day it would have used to been Pandemic, but then they got
Back in
They
the
got
day, it would have been
killed.
Criterion for me.
Capcom is kind of coming back. Like they're doing a lot better recently in the past like decade. That I'm more likely, if Capcom announces a game, I'm more likely to try it at this point because they finally got their shit together. So yeah, that would be a fun extra, not an extra quarter, but like a big question some week to think about. Though we may have just answered it.
What company name makes us fangirl? Yeah.
No kidding. All right, Stalker 2 is getting the Cost of Hope DLC this summer. So that's a fun game that I need to go back because I think they've done a bunch of updates to it. I think it's running a lot better.
Of updates.
Okay, so I was like, I'm gonna give it time.
The problem is though is that everybody's like complaining though because the updates are absolutely massive. That thing eats storage for break. Like that thing's like a Call of Duty game now, bro. It's so bad.
Oh no!
Considering what they're going through to also put out these updates, it's like
I'll deal with it. Yeah,
yeah.
We'll take the no, we're running out of gigs.
This is one of the reasons I like having my Series X and S is because I can just get like a terabyte expansion card and just swap it out if I have to. Just like fuck it, whatever. So, but I mean the update looked good. I'm not 100% sure of what's going on with the Cost of Hope stuff, but any kind of add-on for these type of games because they spend so much time building them, you just keep it going with that. I think because I miss the days of expansions for titles, not DLC, but like actual expansions like we used to get. Like I thought that was a really cool thing that PC games used to get, that console gamers would kind of be like, oh, I want that. Like, and we got it. And then they went straight to just DLC shit. And you're like, oh, no, go back. You went too far.
Yeah, I definitely want to know some more. I definitely have some questions, obviously, because like I'm curious as to where this fits in the timeline. If it's like during 2, after 2, and if that's the case, then that's going to bring into account because 2's got multiple endings. I haven't actually finished 2. I think I'm like almost to the last area, so actually it's another game I need to go back and revisit as well. But then if it's after 2, then it's going to bring into question because there's multiple endings to 2. So then which one's the actual proper like canon ending and stuff? So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Okay. All right. The next one we had here was The Eternal Life of Goldman, coming in 2026 for Series X and S, PC, PS5, and Switch 1.
It's going to run like shit on Switch 1.
Yeah, this is a very, very heavily animated game.
Very busy game.
Which makes me wonder if it's going to be fun or frustrating, because it looks like one of those, like, Cuphead, where it's like an overdone Cuphead, if that makes sense.
Well, other people call it Duck Souls because it's like DuckTales, but it's Dark Souls.
Well, yeah, because they said they based the mechanics of the bouncing with the cane off of DuckTales.
Yeah, so it's Duck Souls.
That's God dang it, that's terrifying. We had previously seen and talked about this back in 2025 during an old THQ Nordic Digital Showcase. And then the other time I found we referenced it, I guess, Steven, you were one of your Steam demo periods. You were going to play it. I don't think you ever got around to it.
Yeah, I think the license expired because Steam is dumb.
Well, there's a demo available now, so we can pop this in and give it a try. I'm going to try and download it for Switch 1 on an actual Switch 1 and just see what happens. And then compare it to a Switch 2 and then compare it to a PC version.
Probably going to run like Toxic Commando.
I want to see how it runs. It's got to be terrible, man.
I gotta say, Toxic Commando ran perfectly for Jeremy and I, so you had to be specific.
Yeah.
On a Switch 1, it's going to run like Toxic Commando on my laptop.
Your laptop, it ran like a fucking potato. God, those screenshots still blow my mind of how bad it was.
It ran like Turok the Dinosaur Hunter on N64.
You look like you were playing on a game console as the graphics chip was dying. Like, it's trying its best to go out, but you're getting those delirious final thoughts as its brain shuts down. Oh, man. Next up, we had Vaunted coming 2026. This is the only one they had. It was PC only. And I only wanted to mention it because this game, I don't think they know what they're doing, because it looks like it's a card-based tactical shooter that's also squad-based somehow all the time.
Vaunted will be shutting down their multiplayer server on, let's see, whatever date it comes out a week later.
Was this a multiplayer? I couldn't even tell. It looked like I didn't know what was going on. It was so confusing. It's terrible. That's the only reason I wanted to mention it, is because it was bad.
I ran out of fucks after Alien Deathstorm.
Next up, we're just showing Hades 2 is coming April 14th for Series X and S and PS5. So that's finally coming out. For a little while, past couple of months, it's been a Switch 2 exclusive and PC exclusive. To those
Quite a way
two.
to show us that it's coming.
Yeah, it was a pretty good trailer. It was pretty funny. I love their animation when they do a lot of that stuff. Like Hades 1 and Hades 2, I'll sit there and just watch those clips because they're just so well done. Plus their frog is just dumb looking and I love it. It's like Amanda's only favorite thing out of that game when she watches me play it is seeing that frog, and she just thinks it's adorable.
What did you think of Frog Squad?
I haven't shown her that one yet, and I was like, oh, this would be great for her to play, and then I realized how it played, and I was like, oh no, she's gonna hate this. She'll watch, but I'm like, I'm not playing that. Like, I'd have to get you guys all to play it. It's not gonna happen. So I love Amanda to death, but she is terrible at games. And she admits that. Unless it's puzzle games, that woman is a behemoth when it comes down to like Tetris and Dr. Mario or Zookeeper and things like that. Like, she is a fucking savant. We used to joke we would settle arguments earlier in our marriage playing Tetris and stuff because it was a fair fight. I was on the back foot trying to keep up. But normal games, I think she's only ever finished like 2 RPGs in her life. That's the only thing she ever actually liked, and that was it. So we shall see. But yeah, no, that frog game, as soon as I saw it, I was like, no, she ain't going to play that. The last game they had was Artificial Detective, coming 2027 for Series X and S, PC, and PS5. I'm actually intrigued by this one. I liked how it looked. We saw some gameplay. I was worried it was going to be all CG. But it's I'm intrigued.
I'm suspicious if that was gameplay, though.
Some of it I think was, but I agree. Like, I want to see more about it. And we're not...
Whenever there's a missing UI, I'm like, I don't know.
I agree. I think they were just trying to stick with the cinematic of it. This isn't coming out till 2027, so it's going to be... We're going to not really see this again, probably at least for another year. But I like the idea behind it. It seems like I want to know what kind of world has got this artificial life. What is going after the robots or converting them? You know, why was there half a deer, half a robot? That was interesting.
I just thought it was funny because some of the games you got a better explanation on Xbox Wire because Artificial Detective tells you how important the human is because the human is a hacker and an engineer and basically like can do a lot of stuff with robotics. But then in the trailer, she's a moron trying to pull a switch that she doesn't know what it does and falling on her face. So they don't make her out to be like she's the freaking chosen one.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I'm intrigued by the idea behind it, but I need to see more as well. Chase, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. Like I need to see more on it though. And actually, of all the games that they showed, this was the one that Shinoa was like, "Oh, this actually looks somewhat interesting." So
it's got potential story-wise, I think.
Yeah.
But we have no idea beyond that.
That's the thing is like you've only gotten this little bit of you just got like a snippet of like what the story kind of seems like, and it's one of those things that definitely leaves you more questions than answers. But I think it's just because, like Swan said, it's because they want you to go to Xbox Wire. So, like, I don't know. That's just... But I'm curious. It has my curiosity. We'll see if it gets my attention.
Well, I mean, they keep sending you there because everything seems to be an Xbox partner preview now. Just, they dropped the everything's an Xbox. Now just everything is what you have to go watch.
And World Premiere. They still keep this. They still have that.
I just don't say it anymore because the guy didn't want to say it. They didn't pay him enough.
No, he did. He said it once.
Emotion.
But he didn't have very much emotion into it. Said it once.
He's one of the robots.
He's just like, play this godlike, roguelike, finally on Xbox Wire.
How did you like that world premiere of da-da-da? I can't remember what game it was that he said that on. But he said it once.
I don't remember. I didn't even hear it. Chris, what did you think of Artificial Detective? Did it pique your interest at all for the story? Or I know I couldn't really tell if it was a shooter or more third person, but
Looked almost
That's
like
the thing.
Pragmata.
It's well, Pragmata looked more fun.
Don't you
Well,
do that.
No,
it's
but
very
that's
different.
it gave me Pragmata vibes because like you have something you tell something else. In this case, it looked like a little robotic dog to do something to open it up for you to then kill it, so to
This,
speak.
this, according to some streamers, the best answer I got was this looks like a pitch video for somebody to fund their game.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
it was too vague. That's the thing. It's one of those games that you really can't tell what sort of game it is, and you probably won't know until 2 trailers later.
Because
and I've seen good games have trailers like that. You guys remember the first showings of BioShock when you're trying to figure out, like, they're showing part of the plane crash and they're going down into the tower and you're not really sure what's going on. And we got lucky that ended up being good, but it could have gone real bad. Go
You know
ahead,
what
Chase.
this is going to be like? This is going to be as good, mark my words, as the game, if anybody remembers it, Murdered Soul Suspect, where they they marketed the shit out of that game and it was just a hollow piece of shit.
well, Shanoa's playing it right now. Well, she's playing Crimson Desert right now, but she was playing Murdered Soul Suspect and she enjoyed it. She thought it was quite an interesting game.
Crimson Desert is supposed to be amazing, as long as you don't like story, because there is none. But other than that, the game is amazing.
Lord. All right. I guess the last thing here for this is we'll real quick give our letter grade for this Xbox partner preview of what you think of it. Chase, we'll start with you.
Oh, B plus, A minus. Got some Rebellion. Got a few games that I'm interested in. Got a Stalker expansion. So overall, it gave me some things that I'm definitely interested in.
Okay, Chris, what about you?
C, but it wasn't really geared toward me to begin with. So
Fair. I know we got our hopes up because what was it? Sega had renewed their trademark on Persona. And we're like, ooh, what could this be right before the Xbox thing? It's like, oh, it's nothing.
yeah, we got an old guy who hates life and an old guy who refuses to die in 2 different games. So
It's like, oh, you're wanting Persona, you get Wuthering Waves.
yes.
I mean, Sega did give us Stranger Than Heaven. That's something. Steven, what about you?
I give it a B because I'd be buying 2 games announced.
Okay.
3. Serious
3.
Sam.
I need to know more about the third one.
Serious Sam. Expanse.
I'm
and Rebellion.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Expanse Deathstorm is number 1.
Mhm.
Like, we'll get Stranger Than Heaven. I want to know more. Plus, those games always go down in price fast. The Yakuza types. Hunt of the Reckoning. I need to know more as well. And
Serious
Sam Shatterverse is going to be digital only for like $20. So it's just, I'll probably buy it first and have to convince you guys to get it. So we'll see.
Okay, here we go.
Bastard. Yeah. He's never going to let us live that down. He's already started first on being an asshole about it. I give it a B minus. It's not the best partner direct I've seen in a while, or partner preview. I agree. There's about 3 or 4 games that interest me or I want to play, but most of it, like I said, I forgot this happened. Like a day and a half after it occurred, I already forgot I'd even watched it. And I was just like, oh yeah, I need to add that to the notes. It's not a great sign.
Yeah,
So
anytime of these... Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say it would have gotten a C if it wasn't for the fact that we did get Rebellion, Stranger Than Heaven, the Hunt of the Reckoning, things like that kind of caught my interest. Go ahead, Chase.
Yeah, I was just going to say, kind of my rule of thumb anymore is like, if you see 2 to 4 games on one of these things that you're actually interested in, you're like, that was a win, in my opinion anymore.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm not expecting, and I don't want to be the person that expects everything needs to be what I want, because you're never going to have that.
Yeah, like that. It's kind of a unicorn nowadays where you get like that Sony State of Play we had just a little while ago, where it's like it just seemed like everything they wanted was just for me. Like they were shoving it, they were feeding me, man, and I was just happy. So
don't worry, we'll talk about it in a bit. They tried to back off that quick.
But yeah, I mean, very rare do you get those kind of announcements where you're just like everything is just like yes, please more.
Yeah, I saw people, we didn't talk about it, but like there was a Bluey game that was announced during this and shown, and everyone's like, why is this here? It's terrible. And I was like, kids games exist. Like kids are watching this. People have kids and they want to get games for
but
them.
they're already.
It looked good. Shockingly, the game looked fucking phenomenal.
Like
from Australia.
Maybe Chris can correct me, but there's already an indie game where you're a dog taking pictures.
Oh yeah,
Now
Tell 'Em I
it's
love. But it's a different thing. Yeah.
Bumped up and made kitty-sized and made for Bluey, which I'm like, okay, but I was like, nobody better say this is unique because it's already been done.
It's just one of those things, people really enjoy it. So
it's a kids game, man. It's Bluey.
Bluey Snap.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'll buy it for my Switch One and put it right next to, where is it? Where's my sports games? Sports game. Okay.
I still can't believe you fucking bought that. It's fucking terrible. All right, let's go on to the next bit. So this was an interesting one I want to talk about kind of quick. Nintendo announced that they're publishing their titles will be sold for $10 less if you get them digitally than if you get them physically. This is something people have been asking for a while, of wondering why when you buy a digital title, it doesn't cost less than buying a physical one, because the physical one has the overhead of brick and mortar stores, packaging, printing, shipping, all that stuff. And starting with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, that's going to be $59.99 digitally, which is the normal $60 price tag people were kind of expecting. And it'll be $69.99 physically. And what a lot of people were trying to write this off and saying that, oh, this is a price increase of $10 on the physical. It's not. It's the same price it would have been. They're just making the digital $10 less. There is a big difference with that. I like this myself. I know people were complaining about it, but if you want physical, and I want physical games, and I've said this before on the show, I think, Steven, you've agreed with me, I would rather pay a little bit more to get a proper physical release. And then those that are buying it digital probably should get it a little bit cheaper, because you're not getting the game. You know, you're reliant on their servers being up to have it. You've got to have the storage space, all that stuff. There's a trade-off. You should have some kind of benefit to that as an option.
This is what first party should have always done, because look at Marvel Maximum Collection, $24.99 digital and $40 physical. So, or $50 probably.
Yeah, and I think that's partially because I think limited run and some of the other stuff, but I thought it was interesting how many people were trying to write this off as a bad idea, and it's like, guys, we've been asking for this forever, like since digital started.
The same people who believed one article saying from a guy who's not even that reputable, saying that Nintendo's sales forecast, their Switch 2 is not selling very well, even though most stores are selling out because of Pokopia.
Yeah, they just, because of the current like RAM shortages and stuff like that, they cut back the amount they're producing right now. They're just like, hey, we're going to play it safe, not make too many of them because it probably costs a bunch. And they're like, oh, Nintendo's failing. And I'm like, what? But I want to know, I'm hoping third parties will kind of stick with this as well. But I'm worried like Square's going to try and stick with it with like key cards or Sega or somebody. And it's like, I think this will work and people will understand it if it's actual games. But as soon as they try to apply this to a key card, I think they're going to have backlash on it. Because you're basically just buying digital with more steps. And I think it would be that case at that point.
Pay for the plastic, that's all.
Right. And I don't think that's worthy enough to pay extra money if you're not putting it in there and you still have to download it anyways.
I'll be like, well, solve the RAM shortage then.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Do you guys think we're going to have third parties trying to pull this off? Or do you think they're just going to stick to what they normally do where
they already do.
The same?
I think they already do. And one thing I'm going to say, which is weird for Switch 2 owners right now, if you go to the eShop and you want to buy Madden and for Switch 2, if you want the deluxe edition that comes with all the extra credits and stuff, it's $20. If you want to buy the base Switch 2 Madden game, it's $70.
What?
And I'm like,
this happens all the time.
And I was just like, either make that make sense or there's a price error. But right now, because it even says the deluxe one comes with the $70 one for $20. I'm like, if I didn't already have the game, I would pay $20 for a Switch 2 Madden just to have. Like, what the hell?
That's kind of like I've seen in retail stores where they'll have the new games on sale for less than like a pre-owned copy would be because they're trying to get those pushed out. And it's an incentive from the publisher to kind of do it, which made people wonder, like, why is this all of a sudden cheaper? And it's like, well, they want you to buy this one. That's why, because they get a cut of it and goes from there. But yeah, for doing that digitally, that's just weird.
I'm just like,
it
that's a
happens
really good
sometimes.
deal, actually.
I've seen it where like because I think Ubisoft, because they usually have like a base gold ultimate editions. Sometimes the ultimate edition will be cheaper than the gold and the standard because it's just that's what got picked for the sale. Don't know why. It's just that's the SKU that got picked for the sale, I guess. I don't know.
Just reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of Ubisoft Gold editions for cheaper than the standards.
Just happened. I don't know why, but that's just how they do it sometimes.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws was like that for me. I happened to get it. It was ironically it was still a key card release, but I got it for like $20, and I was like, okay, I will happily pick up the key card for that amount. That's stupid cheap. Fun game though. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. You know, this is something gamers have been asking for since basically back on the 360 when an actual online digital marketplace.
Even before I was asking for Disney Afternoon Collection on Nintendo system.
Yeah.
And now I get both in 1 year. So it's like, all right.
That's amazing. I guess before we move, last thing I want to ask, do you think Microsoft or Sony will even consider following this path, or is this going to be a Nintendo only thing?
I think
Nintendo only.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting.
What do you think, Chase?
I think the big three are they want to incentivize digital.
For those listening, Steven's giving those the fuck you think eyes.
I think the big three
remember who runs Microsoft and remember who runs Sony.
Yeah, well, that's true. But
that.
If you want to incentivize digital, then that's how you do it. You make the digital slightly cheaper. I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, Jerry's right. We've been talking about this for ages now.
Decades.
And, yeah, like generations at this point. Like, I think we were talking about this.
Tell you though, my favorite way to incentivize digital is when you make a giant, beautiful collector's edition and you put a digital code inside. That's awesome.
There you go.
The biggest code. That's the biggest code in the box ever.
I mean, hey man, like, tell you what,
I hate those so badly.
Tell you what, PC owners, they didn't have a problem with it, but you know what? Steam's got sales, and people love it. Like, you want 90% off a game? You want a game for $2? Sure, why not? Like, if you, hey man, sometimes you got to talk dollars to make sense. All right, like it's just.
Chris, you got any input on this one, or?
It's interesting that it's a first-party thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's the particularly weird part about it, because Nintendo has always been the most stalwart about not discounting their games.
Yeah,
so
that's
I think
true.
This is the closest thing we will get at this point, I believe. So, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, because they do push not to have those sales to like rush to the bottom like a lot of. Because that's kind of the problem. Like, you see a Ubisoft game come out, you don't want to get it right away because you're like, oh, it's only a matter of time before they just drop it down low. And it's like, you get to expect that, which affects their day one sales, which then they turn around and go, well, it didn't sell well, so we're going to cancel this series. This is why we're not going to have any more Splinter Cell or anything, because even if we make it, you're just going to wait, you know.
All their titles used to be, quote, evergreen, but now, even with what they're doing with Switch 1 is they're getting more people to adopt Switch 2 by discounting all the Switch 1 games, especially on Mario Day they did. And then they're like, oh, but don't forget, there's an upgrade edition you can buy. So I was just like, they're doing the right way to do it is lower it and then make it that if you bought the expansion, you'd get the full price game again.
Yeah, it's just nice that they're kind of making a common sense decision where it's like, yeah, we're not having to pay as much to do this, so we're going to let you actually have some of that savings. It's only $10, but that's still $10. Like, that's a lot to some people.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, you know, because it's like, I think there's like somebody said once, I can't remember where I read it, but it's like 25% more margin in a digital sale than there is a physical sale.
Yeah, and they
Maybe
can't
this
run
is
out
their
of them.
apology for getting rid of their vouchers.
Yeah, the only digital title they seemed to be able to run out of was the Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah.
That's such a weird one. All right.
And by next week they'll have run out of the Resident Evil Generations bundle.
Yeah, that's on Capcom on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Just so we can shit on them a little bit, Epic Games laid off 1,000 developers and a likely negative effect on Fortnite and other titles without thinking about it. So I just want to go through some of this stuff real quick so we can just kind of roll our eyes really hard at these people because, mind you, this is the same company that was bragging that they could spend billions every year for a decade fighting Apple and be fine. Just last year, they said that. I had to go back and look it up and when they quoted it. But this also comes just after they announced the cost of Fortnite's in-game currency V-Bucks was almost doubling. So that's going up. Say what?
To keep the lights on, they said.
Oh, yeah. Some high-up developers who were helping to keep Fortnite running for years were let go, seemingly just cut without actually anybody thinking of the impact of what they lost from the people they relied on. So start expecting problems in Fortnite. But what kills me is the two quotes from Epic CEO Tim Sweeney, who has already had a history of some shitty quotes anyways, because he is like the Wario to Valve, I think, with Gabe Newell. Like if Gabe Newell is Mario, freaking Tim Sweeney is going to be the Wario to that. He said this all was because of, quote, a downturn in Fortnite engagement that started in 2025, end quote, that apparently led to the company spending more cash than they were bringing in. Mind you, they also got like a multi-billion-dollar deal with Disney that gave them funding to do the Star Wars and Marvel and all that. Apparently they couldn't. They spent it terribly. But he continued on a post on X stating, quote, in the coming days, employers will see a stream of resumes for once-in-a-lifetime quality folks. An important thing to understand is that Epic never lowered our hiring standards as we grew, and the layoff wasn't a performance-based right-sizing, as companies call it nowadays. It's a sound bet that anyone with Epic Games on their resume is in the top few % of their discipline. So why the fuck did you fire them? Like, that's like saying we've got the best people, because we know who quotes that, and then just getting rid of them anyways. Exactly. And, you know, and the funny thing is, people are like, how many companies, Sony particularly, has been pushing for live service games to try and be Fortnite, seeing the success of Fortnite and all the mess Sony went through recently because of that. And they're like, well, we couldn't do it, so we had to lay off all these companies and all these people. Fortnite kind of managed to be Fortnite by being Fortnite, still ends up laying off people. So you can't succeed and not get rid of people for some reason. And it's the dumbest thing ever.
Can somebody tell me if this is the first game that removes modes to save money? Because we're losing, Battle Stage because they said it was too expensive because it was like 4-on-4. They didn't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Ballistic, which was one of their shooter modes, which I don't know how it's played. And then probably the only thing that Chris liked about Fortnite as well, they're getting rid of, and that's the rocket racing. So the racing altogether is gone.
Which sucks. That was actually fun. They're getting rid of the music part too, aren't they?
No, it's just the battle stage part.
Oh, okay.
Which was like 4-on-4 because they can't do it now. There's too many guitars coming out.
Yeah, I was like, all those guitars people bought, like, how pissed would they be if they just
no,
canceled
the festival is still there, but the battle stage will go away. But I'm like, you just said you're removing those to save money? What?
Like, Epic operates in this weird way because they think they can just kind of run forever without actually having to make money. Their store still has not made money. They're giving away games all the time, which I'll pick them up, but I have no expectation that they're going to be there for the long term. I will not be surprised the day it comes up going, sorry, all of your Epic games are gone. We shut the store down.
I've never bought an Epic game from the Epic Game Store, basically. And
I've only gotten the free ones. That's it.
And if they shut it down and they say your library is no longer, I'm like, I never used it.
I use it.
I was waiting. I was just waiting for it to work with my Steam Deck, and until it does, I'm not touching it.
I use it on my Legion Go, but it's still not my main one I go to. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
I think I used it once because I heard like through some finagling you could get Epic Game Store and Steam to do cross play with Overcooked, something like that. But you had to mess with a lot.
It's more
options.
trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
But it's kind of annoying that these people can, like, all the people making these decisions that are blowing all this money got to keep their jobs, but the people that are making the games that are doing so good were the ones that were let go. And I really hope a lot of these people can get back on their feet and find another place to either make their own studio, because I think it's due time we get new generations of studios to replace a lot of these, or get picked up where they can work on it. Because Epic, I think the only reason they survive is so many companies use Unreal. I think that's the whole thing that keeps them afloat, is they think they're invulnerable from that. And as soon as people start moving away from Unreal, Epic is done. Like, I think that's how it's going to be, because they used to really push for artists and things, and it kind of feels like they don't care about that anymore. Is that, I mean, do you guys see that, or is it just me?
I miss Havoc.
Havoc was a good engine, yeah. So, yeah, just wanted to cover that one, just to have a little shitstorm about it, because fuck that situation. All right, on to our next little bit of fun news. Do you guys like PlayStation? Do you like paying more money for it? Because your wishes come true. Sony's announced a price increase across the board for PlayStation hardware starting next month, which I already saw somebody buying a PS5 Pro today because I guess they're trying to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it starts on Thursday, actually.
Some places have already jumped it up. I think GameStop and Best Buy have already increased the price. I have to look and see.
The failing company's got it. Okay.
Right, yeah. But the new prices, and this is kind of crazy. So a PlayStation 5 standard is from $549 to $649. That's a $100 increase. A PS5 digital went from $499 to $599, another $100. The PlayStation 5 Pro went from $749 to $899. That's a $150 increase. Mind you, none of these come with a disk drive. You have to buy that separate, which is about another $100 on top of it, making the PS5 Pro effectively around $1,000 after tax and everything. And then lastly, this one I kind of laughed about. The PlayStation Portal went from $199 to $250 with a $50 increase. But it's a streaming system. What the fuck are you doing extra? Like, it's basically a tablet with a controller attached to it.
Chase is probably saying, like, welcome to my world.
God only... Gosh. Is the price increasing for you guys, Chase? Because I don't know if...
Well, I actually have to get
back to you. No, they did it a while ago.
I'm sorry, what, Chase?
I'll get back to you on that, because I don't actually know. I'll check, because every now and again I check to see what the price of a PS5 Pro is, which is still, like, astronomical over here. But, yeah, I mean...
Because as far as I know, this is a US-only update this time.
Well, the PlayStation blog says it is, like they did the UK, Europe.
Oh, yeah.
So they're just like, it's your turn, America.
Because that's what's happened. Sony has raised the price of their hardware a few times this generation, but they've avoided doing it in the US, kind of making them look like they're not doing that while they're increasing it everywhere else, as Chase can attest. Can you pull up a browser real quick? I'm kind of curious. Like, look up one of your local stores and see what your PS5 Pro is listed at.
Well, they said here that Sony had increased it on April 14th. That standard PS5 would be $949.95 New Zealand dollars, and digital would be $859.95 New Zealand dollars. But the disc drive will decrease by $30 to $140. So you get a deal. Okay?
Jesus Christ, that's a lot. I was actually kind of considering a PS5 Pro just because I was like, okay, they're doing more advancements to it. The games look really nice. There's more and more problems occurring with the first model PS5 that I have. and I'm kind of
the
treating it.
only way you'll truly get to experience the magic of GTA 6.
Through pisser.
Well, that's the
Two.
other thing is people are kind of pissed because they're like, cool, you just started pulling your PC releases, including saying Wolverine will not go to PC. It's only going to be on PlayStation. And then GTA 6 is supposed to be coming out at some point this year again, that they said. And now they're increasing the cost of the hardware now that they've kind of circled the wagon where you have to get their system. I'm kind of thinking this is going to affect Wolverine's sales. Like that Wolverine could have been a big system seller, honestly. I think people would have gotten a Slim or at least, something to play it. But now with that price increase, it's like they're trying to staunch off the blood loss that would have been PC players. And I don't know how that's going to go. So
It has not gone up here.
Really? Okay. I was kind of curious.
So, but it's still expensive.
Yeah. You've told me how much some of that stuff goes, and I was like, oh, now I get why you're saying PC's better.
Does anybody want to take a guess what a PS5 Pro costs over here?
$1,200.
What's the conversion like? I know it's probably higher.
So
Steven's joking, but $1,200 actually does not sound terrible.
$1 last time I checked the conversion. Actually, hang on a second. Let me just look the.
We're doing financials in real time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm just curious because
I am too. Actually, this is kind of funny.
So
while he's go ahead.
57 cents US equals $1 New Zealand dollar.
Oh God, 1,200 would not be off the charts then. Well, whew.
As it stands right now, Chase, instead of buying a PS5 Pro, you can buy 2 Switch 2s. One for yourself and one for Shanoa.
He's not wrong. So what is the cost? I'm kind of...
Well, Swan was damn close. It's $1,288.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Swan was
that's without a disk drive too.
Really? Yeah, that's not including a disk drive. Disk drive over here costs $134.
And remember, if you like to customize your system, you cannot customize the Pro unless you bought the sold-out Ghost of Yotei version.
Mm-hmm.
And the disk drive is not customizable. It's going to be ugly white for the rest of your life.
Sony really messed up with that customization thing. Like, I was actually going to use it for mine. I was like, oh, that'd be great. I could just change the outside shell. And they just dropped it.
I came this close. I was doing like you. I was debating because Amazon is selling like resale PS5 Pros for $692.
That's not bad.
I was like, that's not bad, but it's white and I can't change the shell and I need a disk drive and I could buy a lot of Switch 2 games with that much money. I could buy 10 Switch 2 games. I was like, screw that.
I was looking at it like I did my for my PlayStation 3. I had a backwards compatible model, but I ended up going with a Slim because it's so much better. How it looks, how it plays. Like, yeah, I don't have PS2 backwards compatibility, but the system has not failed me yet.
And both companies said in the next 2 years they're showing off their new system. So I was like, I haven't even opened my GTA 5 yet, so I can wait on GTA 6.
Yeah, I mean this is the first generation I can ever think of where the hardware has gotten more expensive at the end of the life. Because it was, and a lot of people I knew doing this, and I was kind of this way as a kid, I wouldn't get systems when they first came out. It would be towards the middle or late end of the life before my parents would let me get another system, because then there would be a library of games. The system costs less. Like, I didn't get a Super Nintendo until I got the bundle that had Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario All-Stars, and Super Mario World. Like, in one day, I got all those games. Like, that was a hell of a Christmas. Like, that was a good one. It wasn't until after that I had my own money that I bought an N64 at launch and then continued doing that. But, my NES was not day one. My Super Nintendo was not day one. And that was a good chunk of my childhood. So that whole market of people is kind of being wiped out because you can't really do that anymore. It's costing more now than it did us being early adopters of these hardware. And that's just weird. Like Chris, when you were growing up, what were your habits of getting systems? Like, were you an early adopter? Were you later, or you know?
Usually it depended on the amounts of games that I wanted. If there was about 4 to 5 exclusives
Mm-hmm.
that I could not get anywhere else, which is tougher to do these days, but
Especially for
then that would
Xbox.
be that would be the kicker.
Okay.
If a game came out sooner
Mm-hmm.
or a better version came out on a certain system, usually fighting games. So that tended to be my deciding factor. If
Okay.
either the better version or the only version of something I like came out.
So let me ask you this, along with the other guys: this upcoming generation, are we looking at the possibility from at least for a while? People are better off getting day one trying to get those than they are waiting because it might actually be cheaper now, which is so fucking backwards.
It only seems to be happening across certain systems, so I don't think it's going to be a recurring trend. I think this is a Hail Mary that may or may not work.
Okay. So that leaves the only system that has not gone up so far, and at least beyond initially, is the Switch 2. Do you guys think within the next 6 months we're going to get an increase of some kind?
Do you want to know something scary?
Go for it.
The president of Nintendo said they are doing everything they can to not raise the price of the Switch 2 this fiscal year. This fiscal year ends in 3 days.
Shit. And that's Steven with your shitty day report.
This is going to be a shit show.
Well, I mean, so Nintendo, to their credit, I think they padded the price of the Switch 2 a little bit ahead of time, kind of seeing what's going on. They were like, we're going to bump it up before we ever announcement. So they kind of got away with a slight price increase without getting yelled at too much. People thought it was too high, but that's better than saying this.
They raised the price of amiibos and accessories, and people are still like, I'll still take it. People are cringing, but it's adopting key cards. The Generations pack sells out many times over. It keeps coming back in stock, but keeps selling out immediately after.
I bought it. I can't say shit. I have had to back off that so bad.
And Pokopia is showing that people don't care about key cards sometimes because they're like, if the game's good, I gotta have it.
It's really good.
So
it's such a fun game.
I think they're doing right by they got away with their price increases on the software side to offset the hardware staying the same. Because if they can stay the same this year, they'll have a great Christmas.
I kind of wonder if they're going to, because they can't really increase everything else anymore. They're already kind of pushing that boundary with controllers and Amiibo. They really can't go up again because it makes me laugh the fact that I bought Hades 2 and 3 Amiibo and all of them cost the same thing. And I was like, this feels wrong. The game should not be the same cost as these action figures, basically, or tiny statues or whatever. So as much as I love Amiibos, they're really pushing that boundary of how much they cost. I'm hoping maybe if they have to do a price increase, they will include, maybe just throw in a couple digital titles to try and make up for it. Like, it was a better deal, I feel like, if they went back to the cost of Mario Kart World with that bundle, where basically you got the $80 game for $50. Because digital, it's not gonna cost them more to produce it, but it might kind of take some of the sting from the increase. You know, maybe they could do something with Donkey Kong Bonanza, or, you know, maybe some Switch 2 edition titles they can include to even kind of cut that back a little bit more. But I agree, it's going to have to happen eventually, unless the market breaks and something drastically changes. Because otherwise, we're kind of in a shit show. So, yep.
Brought to you by the letter D.
Depressing. I didn't want it to be too bad. Like, we had some good Nintendo news today, but...
Well, I meant D as in somebody's first name, but yeah.
Yeah. Or if he has something happen to him that starts with that as well. What? All right, let's move on to the speed run. Well, some good news. OpenAI has announced they're shutting down their Sora AI video creation app. So that could be the first crack in some of the AI bubble, which would be great. This also led to Disney canceling their $1 billion deal with the company, which would have let them use Disney IP for users to create AI videos with. Sadly, Disney still stated they're interested in working with someone else for the AI market. Hopefully they come to their senses and just use that money for anything else at all.
So. I put my name in the hat, though, that if 2 more AI companies shut down, I will drink on the next podcast.
I'll join you. I'll send you all the good shit if some stuff happens. Like, be a little tricky. I don't know what you drink, Chase, but that's gonna cost me. But we'll figure.
We're all gonna drink vermouth.
I drink so little, I probably wouldn't even know what to order correctly.
I'll get you some moonshine.
I've had moonshine. I've had some damn good moonshine. You better give me some good moonshine.
I've had iced tea moonshine. That was good.
One of my favorites is the peanut butter and jelly that I had. That was fucking delicious. I don't even like to drink, and I liked that. I did find out from family history there's a lot of alcoholics in my family, so maybe I shouldn't. Netflix is raising the prices again after just about a year from their previous price hike, right after they just got $2.8 billion from Paramount for them simply just not for backing out on the Warner Brothers deal. So they got $2.8 billion and decided, you know what? We want more for
that
for
all
less
went
work.
to the CEO. We're broke.
Oh God, we're gonna end up with people getting guillotined at this point. Like, that's gonna get nasty.
The French had it down, man.
Yeah, no, the French got that shit right. I'm kind of like, you weren't wrong here, guys.
They don't get a lot of things right, but they got that right.
So just like we've ended up dropping HBO Max or HBO, whatever the fuck it's called this week. For the time being, we're debating on if we're going to end up dropping Netflix as well, because we're like, we've got a few shows we watched, but they haven't been renewed. We don't know we're getting new seasons. And we may just skip it and go. We only have Paramount because I already paid for a year, but we'll see what happens with that. So we're just going to start buying more physical media or sailing the high seas. Lastly, Nintendo has officially announced that Star Fox is going to be in the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie via a poster release. People were arguing if he was in the trailer before, because apparently you could see his leg. And everyone's like, oh, you're stupid. It couldn't be that. It can't be in there. And they just dropped a poster all of a sudden. Steven, since I know this is your big movie event you're excited about, you want to fill in some details about it?
Well, it is voiced by Glenn Powell, who you might more recently recognize from The New Running Man, but he was also in Top Gun Maverick, so he knows how to fly. He actually put on his Instagram him in a Star Fox jacket, the whole costume except for the furriness, where he turns around and he's just like, time to take to the skies. And yeah, some people did say that they spotted Peekman in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So people are wondering if the obvious is going to happen next with either cinematic universe or is it time to 3, 2, 1 smash? However, Nintendo, at the time of this release, you're going to have maybe a day or so to announce the Nintendo Direct in March. Okay, before the end of your fiscal year. If you're gonna drop this poster and kind of ruin everybody's surprise in the movie where they were already dead set on Mario, and you throw another Fox into the fray here, that people are like, now the sky's the limit, and now the chances of other people are appearing are not zero. But then to compound on that, there's a rumor going around that, remember when we said that sometimes they make a direct or a partner preview just for us?
Mm-hmm.
The newest rumor is that Mercury Stream is remaking Super Metroid, that they are announcing a new Star Fox game. Yeah, exactly. They're announcing a new
How did I not hear about this?
They are announcing a new Star Fox game, and they will also showcase a new Wario Land game.
Oh, Christ.
And I was just like, me excluded, because I'm the corporate brand whore. I was like, these other 3 squares here will lose their collective minds if they get what they want with a new game in those 3 categories, or even a remake.
Chris, I have one request of you, sir. If we
What's
get that Wario, you need to get your damn camera working again because I want to see those reactions.
Oh boy, we'll see.
Oh, come on. You love Wario.
So everybody's just like, if you're going to drop a poster like that, drop a direct and also announce a game, because then people will be fucking dead set on it in their minds.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about the fact that are you okay with seeing Fox like this being announced, or would you rather have been at the movie and had that be the surprise?
I'd rather have seen it at the movie.
Exactly. Like, I was so pissed when I saw that. I thought it was fake the first time because I just opened up something and it was there. I was like, that's interesting.
I like contemplating. I like that what could be in a movie because of a screenshot. I don't mind that because then I can watch it and see for myself. But this way, I was just like, what did you hope to gain? Because you already have people wanting to see the Mario Galaxy movie. What did you hope to gain by releasing this, especially just on the hellscape of Twitter?
Yeah,
and that's it, and not release it anywhere else.
It wasn't even on their app, which was weird. Not till later.
There is -0 even, which isn't possible. Toys of him, so you can't make any money off of him right now. The only way you'd be able to get him is if that poster becomes an actual poster, and that's even worse because then kids who aren't on Twitter, hopefully not, will go to the theater and be like, "Who's that?" in the poster, and then the father will be like, "That's Star Fox from back in the N64 days," and something like that.
Because they made Star Fox toys. I have them. They made the 4 crew, but that was years ago, and like they have had no idea if they're going to re-release them or anything. They just
every other character or at least major player that has a poster has a toy. So right now you do not have any toys of this guy, so you shouldn't have showed it off. It's one thing to like when Marvel spoils a villain because they put it in their Lego sets. That happens.
That happens. I think that happened in some of the first Mario movie.
But at least then we don't know who's playing them and what they look like in full form, not Lego form. This was just very backwards to me because I was just like, I don't know what they expected to get out of this. You can't cash out on it. Can't buy anything. So unless you're announcing a new game, why did you do
that? So Chris, would you rather this have been a in-movie surprise, or are you okay with seeing it now, or
it just feels strange to me because we've already seen so many reveals, even slightly, in the various trailers. So I don't see any difference between that and the poster.
There's still one more thing that's rumored, and if it's explained well in the movie, I'm going to be fucking excited.
All right.
We'll see. I don't know what it is, but let me see the movie before we talk about it.
I'm seeing it on Wednesday at the Alamo Draft House.
We're going to try and go as soon as we can, hopefully before the next show. Chase, do you have any thoughts on this one? Like, for seeing the poster, like, would you rather have waited to see it in the movie or not?
It's a bit weird that they did that, but I mean, I like Star Fox, so hey, I'm all for it.
I wish they would have just stuck with the like, oh, part of his leg is there, because then it's like a special detail that fans would notice, could debate about, and like, because having Star Fox in there opens the door to so many other things, because F-Zero is canonically part of Star Fox. Like, that is a whole part of the world that happens there. Like, they've had the Star Fox crew race in it. They've had characters from Star Fox appear in F-Zero. But then you're in space. We've already seen Pikmin, so that means Olimar's planet might be in there somewhere, but he's all tiny.
And there's Samus in space.
Yeah, Samus could show up with all kinds of stuff. That means space pirates could be involved at some point. Like, there's so much shit that could get tied into this. I would have loved to have just been at the theater watching it and just been like, holy shit, what's going on? They're here, like, just seeing it. And I'm hoping this is one of those cases where, like, all right, they showed us Star Fox, but there's so much other shit we don't know about that happens. Like, but that's a lot to pass from.
As much as there's one thing people want, I don't think they'll get, because the wrench in their plans is Sony and Zelda. Are we going to get another thing where like Sony needs to like lend their character out to Illumination? So
I think Nintendo never
do we
is
have
going
a
to let go of
Spider-Man
that.
situation now? So I was like, what the hell?
I don't think so, because Nintendo has such a tight hold on all the characters. They will never let that happen. That's part of why they broke the deal with Sony, is because Sony was trying to do that with the publishing deal with the first PlayStation, and they were like, "No, we'd rather burn the world down and move on without you than do that." So I'm hoping there's not so many little surprises like this that it distracts from the story, because the story seemed pretty well defined with Mario and them dealing with that. I don't want them all being just extra cameos that muddy up the story. That's my only worry, is they're trying to cram too much in one thing.
It's going to be all about Ninja, and that's it.
I love those little guys. They're great. All right, let's go over to the big question. So after this week of some depressing news and stuff, I wanted to have kind of a fun discussion. So the question I came up with was, with new comic book and video game movies and TV shows coming out, what is a more recent movie or series you would love to see get a classic video game tie-in title? And what genre or generation would you think it would fit best? So I'll start this one off, because I had actually picked it originally. And the movies that I came to mind thinking about this were Predator Badlands and the other Predator movie, Prey. If you guys have seen them, they're both fantastic. Predator Badlands is kind of just a fun wander off into the Yautja and the whole Predator, like their society. But it plays very much like a video game. Like, it kind of feels like you're dropped in, like you've got your abilities, you've lost them. Now you're having to gain abilities back as you go through and fight. Like, it feels very gamey, and that's not in a bad way. Prey is also kind of like that, but more Old West because of the timeline of where it is. But both of these, I think, would make great third-person exploration or Metroidvania style games, where you do have all of your abilities, you lose them, and then as you're playing through the story, you're picking up your weapons, you're gaining allies, you're learning how to defeat things, and enemies that were difficult become easier and unlocks new areas, all the way playing through it. And both of those just would be perfect fits for that. Go ahead, Stephen.
I think the only problem they would come out with is they would have to title the second one like they did King Kong.
Prey the movie, the game.
Exactly, because otherwise there already is a Prey.
They could just call it Predator Prey, and just kind of that's kind of the joke, is it's a Predator movie but called Prey. But I think either one of them would be good, because Prey could be like a messed up Red Dead. Like, you're running around the Old West trying to survive and dealing with, the French fur trappers and how they're dealing with it, and hunting actual animals and surviving, but then dealing with a predator that's killing things.
If they can give it the same love and care they did in Ghost Recon, I'd be sold.
It feels, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, man, because I played, I was messing around with Predator Concrete Jungle after I got that a while back. And I was like, man, that would be so fun to play some of these newer takes on it in a newer, updated version of a Metroidvania. And it just made me think of this whole question. Chris, what about you? What's your thought for this one?
Well, I tended to go back to the classics, honestly, because I would love to see a new Ninja Turtles fighting game in the style of Shredder's Revenge, or a new X-Men fighting game in the style of Children of the Atom, but with updated graphics, a character roster, and just a new version of everything.
Okay.
So not Cosmic Invasion, but Children of the Atom?
Cosmic Invasion is more of a beat 'em up. I would want more of a
one-on-one
like
fighter.
I said, Children of the Atom kind of thing.
Children of the Atom was ahead of its time back then.
That's the thing. And if we could take that and go ahead of its time again and go back to the renaissance of pixel work, I'd love to see it.
What kind of cast would you want? Like, would you want this kind of a combination of movies and cartoons, or?
I would probably dip from the comics more than anything, because that's what worked the first time.
Okay.
And it would be a good way to reinvigorate the industry.
Nice. I've always loved those games, so I'd always be down for a good X-Men fighting game. And Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters was an interesting one, because it got released on 3 different systems, and all 3 were very different from each other.
It was very strange, but for what it was interesting. And I think using the Shredder's Revenge engine and style, or even Turtles in Time, I think we could get a really good fighting game out of that.
Agreed. All right. Steven, what about you?
I would be going back to the classic tie-in for generation of like the pixel based as well, or at the very least the whatever Scum VM could support. But thinking of games like Colonel Bequest, and some of the other mystery based point and clicks, I think they could easily just do an episodic or almost even like a trilogy so far of the Knives Out series. And I think the best thing is you could, by going old school graphics, you don't need to get the exact likeness of any of the actors or actresses. You could just get facsimiles, which would be nice. And
Yeah.
it wouldn't need to be voiced, I think. It would just detract from it, depending on the art style. But
That's a really good. I didn't even think about that because I didn't read most of your options or what your answers were until I asked you. That's the look I had on my face a second ago. I just read Stevens was like, "Oh shit, that's great." Nice. Yeah, because I love the Knives Out movies, so that would be an absolute perfect fit for those too. Chase, what about you?
So I had to really think about this one actually. If it was a game that we wanted to be a movie, I'd have the perfect answer for it. But so I thought about it. I think what I would like is a Game of Thrones setting,
Okay.
but in like some type of like I guess maybe it's because I'm playing like Rome Total War right now, but like a Total War-esque game where you have like the map and you take control of a faction and you have to go through like political intrigue and espionage and try to like figure stuff out and make alliances and try to eventually take over the Iron Throne. I think that'd be really cool, actually.
That would be a fun one because then you can kind of explore like what if scenarios of like if this person was wiped out or versus that and see how it goes.
If so and so didn't betray so and so, what would happen?
Right. Go ahead, Steven.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which, Chase, just YouTube, look up on YouTube Game of Thrones War for Westeros, and you've got your wish.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's fine.
It's developed by Playside Studios. It promises to blend high stakes combat with political betrayal, featuring units like dragons, giants, and cavalry.
Okay.
It's an upcoming real-time strategy game launching in 2026.
Nice.
So your wish actually comes true.
Right. Chase is the fastest to go. I like this.
Mine is a fucking pipe dream, and yours is coming out this year.
All right, I'll take it.
I thought of another funny one that would be in there. Is, have you guys ever heard of the term of a was it like Star Trek courtroom or like Lawyer Picard type episode where like you're having to, they'd always have like Captain Picard or some people like doing court cases in Star Trek, taking some of those, but putting it in like a Phoenix Wright scenario. I'm just imagining that graphic art style, like arguing, is Data actually a living thing? Like I'm just seeing that. I don't know. It just made me laugh and I wanted to mention it. So that'd be a fun little tie-in game that they could do that you just never see, because like Star Trek games are always exploration or combat, but you're never like lawyering that shit up and like, oh no, this is a person or not a person. Like,
now, if this was a video game that we wanted to see a movie made of, then Titanfall would be my answer, like right away.
Oh, 100%.
Don't even have to think about
it. I think the
wasn't that Pacific Rim?
No.
Pacific Rim is ass.
Ow.
Pacific Rim is fun, but like those, I would rather have the Titans from Titanfall 2 with, you know, like them being able to talk and do stuff and like just the interactions, like I think is much better.
I know what game I'd like to be made into a movie, but it would just be called a Blade Runner ripoff. Fuck that movie.
It's because it was. Oh, come on. It's Snatcher. We know
yeah.
Snatcher's absolutely great.
Code. Like, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
That's what it was based on. That's just how it goes. I'm surprised it never got like an anime or something.
Like, got a radio drama, which was awesome.
Oh. It's not in English though, is it?
If you go on YouTube, there's subtitles.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. That was a surprisingly fun one there. Nope, I'm clicking on the wrong thing, adding numbers to the notes again. There we go.
Jinkies.
Well, Well, this has been episode 214 of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast. If you're watching the video version of this, you can find the audio version wherever you find your podcast just by searching for Zenspath Entertainment Network. If you're listening to this and you'd like to actually watch us and see the weird faces we make other than Chris during these episodes, you can go over to youtube.com/ZenspathCom. Feel free to leave us a review over on the audio version. That helps us out a lot. Let us know you left that review because we can't always see them. You can do so over on our Discord, which you can find at zenspath.com is the easiest way to locate it. For the YouTube video, leave us a thumbs up. Leave us an answer to the big question down in the comments. We'd love to be able to see those. And if we start getting enough comments or reviews, I was going to start bringing some of them up during the show just to kind of mention, the people that are watching or listening and going from there. If this is your first time watching the episode, we've had kind of an increase in viewership a little bit recently because of a few snide comments I made over on Threads that got almost 300,000 views, which was kind of funny. I take back nothing I said. I was right. Anyways, that's going to piss off some people. But yeah, I've been your host, Jeremy Powers, joined once again by Steven, Chase, and Chris. This has been episode 214, and we're out. Peace.
See the Mario movie.
Yes. Or is it the Star Fox movie now? This has been a production of the Zenspath Entertainment Network Podcast by the staff at Zenspath.com. The show is created and edited by Jeremy Powers. You can find the video edition of the show on our YouTube channel at ZenspathCom. The audio edition is located wherever you find your podcasts. Links to all versions of the show, as well as to our Discord where you can talk with us directly, is located at www.zenspath.com. Please leave us a like, thumbs up, comment, and review where you can to help us grow.